Good morning, Tigers. I'm Catherine.
And I'm Donnie.
And I'm Helena, and welcome to the Almost Live TNN broadcast for Wednesday, January 23rd.
Reminder, water pong signups are due outside ASB room 130. Be ready because teams are coming in with heat. So get out there and win some prizes like pizza, soda, and a t-shirt. Games are starting on Thursday at lunch. Teams will get a text about when and who you will play.
The Student Congress meeting is today during the second period. Please send your class representatives after TNN.
Spring sports tryouts are all this week. Athletic clearance is required to try out. See Athletics' website for information and online forms. Even if you've never played before, come on out and join our amazing SLO High sports teams.
Do you want to relax your brain while embracing your creative side? Do you enjoy making DIYs this week? Key Club will host a special arts and crafts event to prepare for our upcoming fundraiser. We will learn how to make flower pens. This event will last for 2 weeks. Anybody who's interested can come. Hope to see you guys at lunch in Portable 5. The Engineering Club meets every Wednesday at lunch in Mrs. Fetch's room 400, and Mexa Club meetings are on Wednesday at lunch in room 134.
Upcoming pre-ACT administration, Monday, January 28th, 2019. Just a reminder that the pre-ACT will be given on Monday, January 28th in the SLO HS small gym with a start time of 8 o'clock a.m. Doors will open at 7:45 a.m. For check-in, students are encouraged to wear layered clothing for comfort. Bring 2 sharpened number 2 pencils and an approved calculator. For more information, visit www.act.org/calculator-policy.html. Students may bring a snack and drink and can access during the scheduled test breaks. Cell phone access or use is prohibited in the test location, including during the scheduled test breaks. If a student is observed accessing or using their cell phone or any electronic device while in the small gym, they will be dismissed, the device will be confiscated, and the answer document will not be scored. Please contact Assistant Principal Julie Mamo if you have any questions.
Attention 10th grade students. The window to purchase the PSAT 10 is open and closes this Friday, January 25th at 4 p.m. You may purchase the PSAT 10 for $25 through the SLO HS web store or at the ASB office before school, during break, lunch, and after school. If you have any questions or concerns, please contact your school counselor.
And now, fresh from his visit to Universal Studios is Donnie Kyle with the upcoming sports.
Yeah.
Hello, E.T. phone home. Donnie Kyle with your sports.
And it is true, Tigers. I went to Universal Studios on Martin Luther King Day, and boy, was it an experience. But enough about that. The girls' basketball team picked up their 3rd league win of the season, beating St. Joseph's 70-32. Lily's Svetich led the way with 22, while juniors AJ Smelser and Kayla Kraft also scored in double figures. The Lady Tigers are now 20-4 on the season. Great job, ladies! And to be outdone, our boys basketball team defeated Pioneer Valley by a healthy 68-24. Ouch! That's gotta sting. Our boys soccer team racked up another dub against Pioneer Valley yesterday, beating them 4-1 here at home. Incredible season so far, guys. And wouldn't you know it, but girls soccer also won St. Joe's 4-1. Looks like our magic number. Today we've got a boys wrestling team match against Santa Maria at 5 and 6 on their home turf. Let's go, wrestlers! Back to you, ladies!
Finally, today for lunch, we have barbecue pork sandwiches, chicken sandos, mac and cheese, and turkey pesto subs.
Lastly, we have the next episode of The Harbor on diversity and inclusion. Enjoy, and hopefully it will spark some thoughtful discussions.
Have a great day, Tigers.
In today's day and age, everyone has the opportunity to share their opinion. With the click of a button, a post, a tweet, whatever it is, we all have the ability to talk, and it's almost instantly. But my question would be, if everyone's talking, is anyone listening? We've all seen this happen online. One person shares their opinion, another person doesn't agree, and then this gigantic debate happens on the internet, and we watch people basically just talking over each other. The high school experience is more diverse today than it's ever been. What happens when all of these people from diverse backgrounds and diverse experiences come together? It's a lot easier to spend time talking to people who you understand or people who you grew up like or who live in your same bubble. The real skill comes when you learn to talk to people whose experiences are different. A lot of us have different perspectives on things. Just because I have a different perspective than you, it doesn't mean that I'm right and you're wrong, or vice versa. When you graduate high school, you are going to be surrounded by people with a different perspective than you. Your coworkers, your neighbors, people in your community. You're going to be surrounded by people who have tons of different experiences than you do. You have to understand something. Not everyone believes what you believe, and that's okay. If you want to understand someone else's perspective, the first thing you have to keep in mind is there's a huge difference between a debate and dialogue. A debate is about winning an argument. It's about proving that you're right. Dialogue, that's about having a conversation. That's about listening with the intent of trying to understand someone else's perspective. One of the biggest issues I see with communication today is what I call conversational narcissism. Conversational narcissism is when you turn the conversation back to yourself, your ideas, and your beliefs. And to be honest, that's a lot of us. I've done that, a lot of you have done that. But if you want to grow in your understanding, if you want to grow in your ability to relate and connect with people, you've got to learn how to have a dialogue, not a debate. When you engage in dialogue, you have to understand it's okay to disagree, but it's never okay to disrespect. And when you're mature enough to have an honest dialogue with someone, that's when you begin to establish trust. And that trust makes it okay to ask tough questions, because you know you're asking questions because you want to understand, not because you want to win a debate. And that's how you gain perspective. That's where real learning happens. When you believe that your opinion is right and that your perspective is the only one that matters, you start to identify people by their differences. And it's almost like you put them in this box based on what makes them different. And if you judge people based on their differences, that's when you become intolerant. That's where hate is born, because you hate what you don't understand. So how do we break down these boxes that we've created or others have created and start seeing each other as individuals? There's no real way to eliminate bias, but there are ways to understand it and work through it. You have to stop listening to that voice in your head that wants to label people based on their differences. The process to breaking down these barriers and seeing past your differences is that you have to find commonalities. Because once you find commonalities in each other's stories, that's where inclusion begins. And inclusion, that is the solution. We have to include each other in conversations. We have to include each other in our experiences. We have to stop judging people based on their differences and start appreciating their different perspective. You have to realize your experience, it's not the only one out there. So when everyone stops talking and starts listening, that's when we change our schools. That's when we change our communities. That's when we begin to solve some of the biggest problems in the world. So if you want to make a change, it starts with an open and honest conversation.